I love the...
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
When examining acting in comedy, there's few who did it so seemingly effortless as Leslie Nielsen did. His ability to take ridiculous material and deliver it so completely earnestly is a talent that no actor has been able to come close to since, and probably never will.
Well, that's great. I've been dating too. Nice girl, an author. She wrote the book on male sexual dysfunction. You've probably read it. I beg your pardon.
While I've spent previous documentaries talking about comedy actors who struggled to break into drama, Leslie Nielsen's story is so incredible because he actually did the complete opposite, spending the first 3 decades of his film career as a serious character actor. Then, at age 54, he accepted a film role that would not only reinvent his career, but his entire screen persona, taking him from a bit part dramatic actor to a comedy megastar overnight. It's one of those rare success stories where an amazingly talented performer was given a second chance later in life, becoming the sensation they were always meant to be. This is the story of the man who took that chance, a man who defied the odds and will forever exemplify why it's never too late to achieve your dreams. A man named Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen's first screen performance came in 1950 in an anthology drama called Studio One.
You want me to write it down for you?
Then you know what's going on.
None of your business, whatever it is.
Well, it is yours. Someone's accused your daughter of murdering her husband.
Having recently trained at the prestigious New York Actors Studio, Leslie was beginning a new phase in his life, acting on film.
I think this letter was written by someone in the house.
But who? Why?
And perhaps it's better not to find out who or why.
You think one of us is responsible? Someone here in the family?
Or in the house.
At just age 24, Leslie often excelled at playing the dashing young protagonist in these live TV productions. But the field was overly saturated with similar acting types, which prevented him from being a clear standout in the early film and TV appearances that he made.
Pointed at the commander. Aim right between the eyes. Fire.
In 1956, he got a huge break, being cast as a lead in the sci-fi film The Forbidden Planet. Our current generation may not know just how influential this film was for the genre, but it was actually the first film to depict humans traveling via starship of their own to another planet. Nielsen plays that starship's dashing commander, John J. Adams.
Can't you? You don't realize what's loose on this planet.
But I'm immune, like both my parents.
That's what he says. I don't believe it. Nothing could be immune to that thing.
Darling, darling, please go.
The film was a financial success, being released during the sci-fi boom of the 50s. Today, it's widely accepted as a cult classic and one of the pioneers of the sci-fi genre.
Pending further evidence, you're deprived of space pay and all privileges.
Well, me too, sir?
No, me too, sir, will stand 20 extra watches. I'll have less streaming aboard this ship.
He appeared next in a film called Tammy and the Bachelor in 1957, playing the romantic lead to Debbie Reynolds' title character.
A worldly young man, and handsome, too.
I just know about living and dying and getting born. I don't know about loving, but I figure I can learn.
Co-starring Leslie Nielsen.
By 1959, however, he was becoming frustrated with the lack of film roles he was being offered. After auditioning for Ben-Hur in 1959 and failing to get the part, Leslie returned to acting for television, beginning with a series for Disney called The Swamp Fox.
Swamp Fox. That's what Tarleton called me, and I'm much obliged to him for the idea. We'll hole up here by day and we'll strike by night. We'll hit him so fast and so often he won't know where to look for us next.
In 1961, he was cast as the lead in a police drama called The New Breed. He was hopeful it would be a success for him and show audiences he could be a lead in a police drama.
We could work this deal together, you and I. Get our money, all of it. Don't hang targets on our facts either.
You mean that?
Yeah, I mean it.
Sadly, though, it was canceled after one season. He continued working, making guest appearances on some of the most popular shows of the 1960s.
Where's my coat? Listen, you're in shock. You'll be all right. Take you to the hospital. Help me get him inside.
I can't leave now. Tony, I tell you, my son is in the shop over there.
As the 60s came to an end, with his prime behind him, Leslie just accepted that he probably wasn't meant to be a leading man in film, and spent nearly all of the 1970s continuing to play character parts in film and television.
Lieutenant, why are you hounding Beth?
Hounding? Who, me? Oh, no, I'm not hounding anybody. Oh, no. No, what I'm trying to do is get to the bottom of this thing.
You know, Lieutenant.
Leslie was excelling at playing side characters in disaster films in particular, so much so that when Jim Abrams, David Zucker, and Jerry Zucker set out to make a parody of the whole genre called Airplane, they knew Leslie would have to be a part of it.
I'm just looking for a doctor. There's nothing to worry about.
Stewardess, I think the man sitting next to me is a doctor.
Sir, excuse me, sir. I'm sorry I have to wake you. You a doctor?
That's right.
We have some passengers that are very sick. Could you come take a look at them?
Yes. Yes, of course.
One of the reasons Airplane worked so well as a comedy was because it was filled with serious character actors from the disaster films of the 1970s. It may be easy to overlook that today, simply because Airplane made these guys look like comedy veterans.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
In directing Leslie as Dr. Rumack, directors just told him to deliver his lines as he would if this film were a serious drama. I think they underestimated just how well he would handle that task.
You'd better tell the captain we've got to land as soon as we can. This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now. Captain, how soon can you land?
I can't tell.
You can tell me I'm a doctor.
No, I mean, I'm just not sure.
Or can't you take a guess?
Well, not for another 2 hours.
You can't take a guess for another 2 hours?
Airplane was a smash hit. Critics praised Leslie's performance for his playing against type, but in reality, he was just putting into practice what he had been perfecting the past 3 decades, reading his lines earnestly.
Calm down! Get a hold of yourself!
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
I think that the same quality that makes both ring true and works for both drama and comedy is credibility. And you must be believed. Then it can be really funny, especially insanity. If you believe insanity, then it can be funny.
For his next project, Leslie would get to play the lead as a police officer in his own television series again. Only this time, it wasn't a drama.
Please go away. I don't want to answer any more of your questions.
We're sorry to bother you at a time like this, Mrs. Twice. We would have come earlier, but your husband wasn't dead then.
The filmmaking team on Airplane loved working with him so much that they crafted the role of Lieutenant Frank Drebin for him in their follow-up to Airplane.
There'd been a recent wave of gorgeous fashion models found naked and unconscious in laundromats in the West Side. Unfortunately, I was assigned to investigate holdups of neighborhood credit unions.
A parody of police procedurals called Police Squad. Once again, the series works so well because everything is played straight. Despite developing a strong fan base, it was canceled after only 4 of the 6 filmed episodes had aired. The TV series was far ahead of its time, as Leslie later explained.
We thought it was going to be one of the biggest hits of the season. And we realized after it had been on for about 4 weeks, it was pulled off in America because the ratings were not high. They got worse and worse. It's the kind of humor that doesn't belong on television, on the small screen, because you had to watch it. Thermopolis, who was the head of programming at ABC, said it didn't make it because you had to watch it. What he meant was you had to pay attention to it. It's the kind of humor you have to pay attention to.
Failure had come to Leslie Nielsen again, yet he persevered, going back to playing character parts in film and TV shows. At around this time, he landed a role in the horror anthology film Creepshow. His role in the film is actually one of my favorite performances of his.
Becky? Great video. I love this stuff. Now just look at the quality of that picture here.
Somebody!
Becky?
No!
Becky! Can't hear you. I'm sorry. She lost a coin toss. I had to bury her further down the beach. Couldn't even leave her a monitor. Would have shorted out by now.
His character is just so menacing and pure evil. It really shows what an amazing character actor he was, able to switch between comedy and drama roles so flawlessly. Meanwhile, the Police Squad series was released to VHS in 1985 and became a rental hit. It was only then that Paramount realized how foolish they had been to cancel it so soon. But they made good on their mistake in the best way possible.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
The Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad was released in 1988. Leslie reprised his role as Lieutenant Frank Drebin in the film. It would mark his first theatrical lead in a film in over 30 years. While the film followed the formula set by its predecessors, delivering silly material completely deadpan,
Wilma, I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on, Wilma.
It also allowed Leslie to show off his talent as a physical comedian, something he hadn't done in Airplane. And man, is he wonderful at slapstick.
Just 5 years ago. Yeah! You bet you do. Orange groves, acres of them, as fat as the eye could see.
Much like Airplane, the film was a smash hit. At 62 years old, Leslie Nielsen was finally a leading man in the #1 film in the country. While Airplane had opened new doors for him, The Naked Gun completely blew those doors off their hinges.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
So people who might say they're going to take a failed television show and make a full-length feature film out of it, they're nuts. They're not nuts.
Oh, no, they're not nuts at all. When you saw the film.
Yeah.
Do you think they're nuts?
No, not at all. Oh, I think they're nuts.
Yeah, well, they are nuts. Well, I mean, if you put it that way, they're nuts.
The film showed everyone what a powerful box office lead Leslie could be, and studios were actually commissioning films based on him being in them. A Naked Gun sequel, appropriately titled The Naked Gun 2.5: The Smell of Fear, followed in 1991, again becoming #1 at the box office upon its release.
210 Bleckman Street. That's the red light district. Wonder why Savage is hanging out down there. Sex, Frank? No, not right now, Ed. We got work to do.
And Leslie was loving the warm reactions of audiences.
Do you like all the attention that you're getting now? Do you like the fact that people go loony when they see you?
I think it's terrific, and you know, it really is nice to. I love particularly the affection that goes with the Naked Gun kind of humor, because I remember when I did Saturday Night Live and I walked out and the audience is right there and you can see them looking up at you. It was just such a feeling of like a warmth.
As Leslie Nielsen became more and more popular, he started appearing on TV interviews all around the world. These usually formulaic interviews were made into a spectacle by Leslie, thanks to a literal trick up his...
I mean, I'm always associated with being, a man who has a background and education, and I'm well-mannered, and, you know, I have to protect that image. Don't you think? Well, it was the salmon. Sometimes you just get a wrong piece of salmon.
Yes.
You know, we did 6 shows. The comedy is what I really loved.
Yeah.
You know, up until that point, we were doing serious things all the time.
Now, you had not done a great deal of comedy before Airplane, had you? Or, well, just a little bit.
People see you playing these roles?
Well, it has concerned me a little bit. That's the other thing about the humor is you have to pay attention to it. I think anything, pun is supposed to be the lowest form of humor. There's only one other that I know of. I really enjoy doing comedy.
All right, well then we'll start now, then we'll begin.
Did you hear the starter pistol?
He just seemed to take such great joy in bringing laughter to other people. The Naked Gun 33 1/3 came in 1994 and would become the last film in the series, still reaching #1 at the box office upon its release, continuing to make Leslie Nielsen a box office champion at almost 70 years old. In 1995, he teamed with the other king of parody, Mel Brooks, for Dracula, Dead and Loving It.
Children of the night. What a mess they make. I am Count... Dracula.
Dracula, Dead and Loving It is one of those movies where all the pieces were lined up for it to be a huge success, yet it somehow misfired, failing financially and critically, and as of today, is the last film directed by Mel Brooks. I'm getting in the habit of saying it's really not that bad in reference to a lot of critically panned movies I talk about on this channel, but honestly, this movie truly isn't that bad.
I am awake.
It doesn't live up to the magic of Young Frankenstein for sure, but it's still a fun movie, and Leslie Nielsen is just perfect in it. Even though the film failed at the box office, it didn't stop other studios from continuing to cast Leslie as the lead in their comedy films.
Lift them left, and right, and left, and right. Come on, you can do it. Lift those legs high into the air, and dance. Come on, get your rear into gear.
As the 90s came to an end, Leslie had dominated the decade with some of his films. He had twice been in films that were #1 at the box office, and starred as the lead in over 9 comedy films. He would also become popular with a whole new generation of fans, thanks to his performance as President Harris in the Scary Movie films.
Mr. President, we've just received word the planet is under attack by aliens.
Oh, okay.
Sir, they've already wiped out some of our cities. If nothing is done, they'll kill us all.
I see. Well, I'll handle that in a minute. But right now I need to find out what's happening with the duck.
I, however, can remember growing up watching him fondly as he hosted the Three Stooges shorts on AMC.
Hello, Stooge fans. Today you're in for a rare treat.
Even though he would never reclaim his status as a box office megastar after the 90s, he still kept working in parody films all throughout the 2000s, infecting new generations with his expert comedy timing.
You're not my father.
But I love you like your father did. I believe in you like your father did. I had sex with your mother just like your father did.
Leslie kept working in parody films until his death in 2010 at age 84. When looking back on his career, there's such inspiration to take away from it.
But the real big break was somewhere in that time span, even before Airplane. I had decided, I woke up one morning and decided that I had been taking myself too seriously. And I just stopped it and have been continuing to stop it ever since. And along with that kind of thing, when you stop taking yourself seriously, then you stop blaming people for things that have happened to you. And the moment you stop blaming people about anything, if there's any blame, you look to yourself, you go for the laughs. And so my life today is like a vacation.
His approach to comedy acting actually makes for an amazing life philosophy, showing us it's never too late to reinvent yourself and do what makes you happy. His failure to become the actor he thought he wanted to be would actually lead him down the road to success. There will never be another Leslie Nielsen, a man whose story teaches us not to take things too seriously and reminds us that we should always keep laughing at the little things.
What's different about you and the real president?
Nothing, just maybe one or two things.